My dear friend in Christ, the first lesson in becoming a great leader is to learn to serve in humility. Inflated pride makes us artificial, but humility makes us real. British Christian apologist Clive Staples Lewis, who was born in 1898 and passed away in 1963, wrote something very beautiful, and I'd like to quote for you. He wrote, "Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it is thinking of yourself less. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it is thinking of yourself less." Now think about history. Albert Einstein, Albert Schweitzer, and Mahatma Gandhi were three towering figures of the 20th century. Albert Einstein always had two portraits on the wall of his home: the great scientists Newton and Maxwell, and both of them were the drive of his life, that is, science. Towards the end of his life, Einstein just reflected, and then he replaced these two portraits with two others, two great humanitarians, Mahatma Gandhi and Albert Schweitzer. He explained, and this is what he said: "It was time to replace the image of success with the image of service." It was time to replace the image of success with the image of service. Let's go to the Gospels now. When Jesus' disciples were arguing with each other as to who was the greatest of all, Jesus sat them down and said, "If anyone wants to be first, he must be the last of all and must be the servant of all." The Gospel of Mark chapter 9 verse 35. Jesus himself did what no teacher of his time would ever have imagined doing. He washed the feet of his disciples, and he said, "I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do what I command you." The Gospel of John, chapter 13, verse 15 to 17. My dear friend in Christ, during the American Revolution, a man in civilian clothes saw a group of soldiers struggling to pull out a horse carriage stuck in deep mud and slush, and their officer was shouting instructions but didn't lend a helping hand. The stranger asked the officer, "Why aren't you helping them?" With an air of dignity, he replied, "Sir, I am a corporal. I am a commander." Then the stranger dismounted from his horse and helped the exhausted soldiers. The job was done. He told the corporal, "Mr. Corporal, next time you have a job like this, when you're stuck in the mud and don't have enough men to do it, inform your commander-in-chief. I will come and help you again." And who was this person? He was the corporal, the commander-in-chief. And the man was shocked that the stranger who he met, who helped those people come out from the slush, was George Washington, commander of the Continental Army, his very own boss. My dear friend in Christ, the heart of the leader is manifested through humble service to others. Have you found the leader in you? Have you found the spirit of service? May you have a good and godly day.